Hi friends, welcome back. Teresa Valdez here with Valstar Realty. Today we're going to be showing you part 2 of our inspection and walkthrough series. So last time we showed you the pre-drywall home and we showed you some of the mechanicals and plumbing throughout the home. Today we're going to be doing the second part, which is a walkthrough. Typically, a builder will have 3 different types of walkthroughs. So you have your pre-drywall, your second walkthrough, and then the final walkthrough, which is right before closing. Today we're going to be doing that second walkthrough. We're going to show you some of the best practices as well as some things to look forward to. And we're going to be joined by one of the builders, our local builder that is here. We're going to be joined by one of his representatives. So we'll get started. So as we were talking about that, we're going to be going over best practices and some things to look as we're going through our walkthroughs. I'm joined here by one of our builder representatives, Pete. Thanks for joining us, Pete.
Yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, so, to better prepare our buyers, I always love these opportunities to just kind of talk about expectations and what walkthroughs all entail. And I will preface this by saying that all builders are a little bit different, right, Teresa? So depending on the builder, there's a different approach. But for the most part, right, there's some common ground and there's some things that we could all expect during these walkthroughs. So let's kind of just jump into it.
Yeah.
You may have
a little what we're looking forward to seeing here. What would help homeowners
awesome,
as well.
Awesome. So you may have noticed that there is some blue tape through the whole house, right? And I see that you're already holding some blue tape there too. So by the way, these walkthroughs, when you walk in, don't be shocked. Not all the homes are going to be pristine and ready to close. This is kind of considered like a first rough walkthrough. The goal of these builders is to make sure that the home is as presentable and as ready as humanly possible. But a lot of times during this walk, there's going to be some imperfections. The builder has, in this case, if you look behind me, you're going to see, and maybe even throughout the house as we kind of tour the house, you're going to see that there is tape. And sometimes there's different color tapes, depending on what they're going to be preparing or what they're going to be fixing, I should say, there's going to be different colors. Like drywall in this case is going to be green, paint touch-ups and things and trim work might be in blue, but there's different colors and those colors are indicative of the type of repair that they're going to be working on. So in our case today, this home is actually really clean. We're looking at just basic touch-up things. During this walkthrough, the builder might suggest that we start at the front door. It's probably the easiest way to do it, or possibly even outside. I would always encourage you as a homeowner to just kind of pause, take your own notes. In addition to the builder notes, take your own notes. I think that's always going to help, just for note's sake,
Absolutely.
Right? And then also, I would also encourage you to take pictures and do a lot of filming, a lot of pictures and a lot of filming. The builder's intent, by the way, is to make sure that after this walkthrough, he is going to prepare a list for his trade partners so that he can get those over to the painters, the drywallers, any kind of trade partner that's involved, the cabinetry, the flooring. He's going to put together a list, and that list is really important because this walkthrough, in most cases, is kind of like our last opportunity to make notes of whatever. That being said, most builders, if you're buying new construction, are also going to prepare you for the warranty conversation, right? And that warranty conversation for most builders is going to include a 1-year warranty that includes pretty much anything from door to door that has to do with functionality and just things that may have been missed. Paint touch-ups a lot of times aren't covered in there, right? So we want to make sure that we're very detailed. You as a homeowner are covered, and you make sure that you note absolutely everything, because on the second walk, that's just to revise and make sure that everything's good and you close. Exactly. So it's not like a second walkthrough where you'll pick up new things. The first walkthrough, I should say the second walkthrough technically, is our opportunity to make note of those things. So right now, what I'd like to do is just kind of show you some examples of things that I think that are commonly missed. But I did want to say, just kind of take notes, take pictures, do videos. And by the way, at the end of your walkthrough, the builder is going to have you sign something. That document may or may not include items. In this case, if we look at the house behind me, you're going to see that there's punch list items. So he's going to create that list. If you noted something during this walkthrough that needs to be fixed and needs to be painted or touched up, please, please, please make sure that that item is included. Do not go off of hey, we're working on it already. Don't worry about it. Make sure you cover yourself and make sure that it's added to that builder list, because again, things get missed. People forget things sometimes, unfortunately, right? We're all human, and that's okay. I know that the builder's intent is to get things fixed, but even so, make sure that if there's an item that you're worried about that you noticed during this walkthrough, that it is listed on that sheet.
So we're outside, we looked at the exterior of the home, and Pete, I wanted to check with you, if you can tell the nice folks watching, homeowners, what are some things that you would look out for when you're looking at the exterior of the home?
Right, so there's a tendency to want to go inside the house really as soon as you pull up for your walkthrough. So pause, check out the outside. I would start with the sod itself. A lot of times there's burnt spots that are commonly missed. And so even though the builder, just as a reminder, even though they might say it's being replaced today, make sure it's added to the list. But the sod is a big one. The plants, the trees, making sure there's no dead shrubs.
They're alive, yes.
Yes, that's kind of a big deal. Also, the sprinkler systems, making sure that the sprinkler systems work. Those are items that are really missed quite often, and it becomes an issue afterwards. So just make a note of those, take pictures of those, and make sure that they're added to the builder list in addition to your list and your pictures that you're taking. But in addition to the landscaping, paint touch-ups also are a big thing. Making sure that all the soffits as well, making sure that there's nothing that's loose. And then also the pavers. The pavers are a big one. The pavers a lot of times get things spilled on them, paint, things like that. But we would do a full walkthrough on the outside. Make sure that you're asking for that. If it's not happening, make sure that you're asking your builder to do so. Most of the times they're going to do that anyways. So that's a good place to start. So I would say landscaping, pavers, and paint touch-ups.
So the kitchen is going to take a little bit of time to go through. There's a few things in here that you want to look at. Cabinets. You want to make sure that there's no nicks in there, that they're placed evenly. You want to make sure that everything's operable in here. You're going to be doing a lot of turning on the faucets, checking your disposal, all those things, just to make sure that the pressure is good in the house and that things are flowing right when they're going through the drains. So countertops, we're going to be looking at those, make sure that's not any major nicks that would be. I mean, it should be a solid smooth surface that you're looking at. You have other appliances within here, microwave, they'll go through your refrigerator, dishwasher, to just kind of run through those quickly. But yes, this is a big focal point right here, is the kitchen area. Okay, Pete, so flooring we have to check, right?
Flooring's a big one, and a lot of times folks don't stop to check out different cuts and things that might not be, you want to check your floors. There's a lot of times they're cracked, they're damaged, or they're just uneven. So depending on the type of floor, if it's tile, make sure that it's even, there's no hollow spots, things like that, making sure there's no rough edges. But there's a lot of flooring to cover, and a lot of times you're so focused on the paint touch-ups and cabinetry that the flooring gets missed. So that's a big one, the flooring.
And then we have the baseboards and the trim work, the casing around the doors.
Yeah, so when you look at trim as a whole, it kind of blends in because it's white. So a lot of times the angles are gapped out. So you want to stop and just check your trim work. The trim work is a big one. A lot of times there's a level of tolerance to where there's always going to be some little bit of gaps, but it shouldn't be like massive. So, and the easiest way to fix those for a lot of the trade partners is just to put caulking in there. They love putting in caulking to fill in the edges, but that's not okay. They need to meet, and they need to make sure it's noted on the list if it's something that you find.
Yeah, I would think, especially around the casing, just to make that those corners that, like you said, they meet.
Exactly.
That's a great point. So we have some blue tape already here by the windows. I mean, this is on the sill, but what can you tell us about windows and doors?
Yeah, that's more of a paint touch-up note. I know it's a nuisance, but you definitely want to check all your windows and all the doors throughout the whole house. I would literally open all of them, close them, make sure they're all working. If you do have blinds as part of your package, make sure that the blinds are also functioning and so forth.
What about doors?
Doors is a big one. You know, doors should not be one of those things that you go to lock it and you have to like, you know, force it. It should be very smooth, close, and easy trim adjustment can get the doors to work properly.
So that's not just, you know, the exterior, but also throughout the house. Okay. Open, close, check everything.
All of them.
Okay.
And you know, the mosquito screening too. Just make sure that those are all installed as well.
We're having fun in this walkthrough, right, Pete?
We are. We're in the. I mean, we're the shower's running. It's
so again, we're checking all the plumbing in here. You're gonna check your tubs if you have a tub, showers. If you have multiple shower heads or rain heads, you want to check all of them. Make sure they work. Flush the toilets.
Flush the toilet is a big one.
This is a big one for me because I don't know why, but the frameless shower doors. Just checking them to make sure that they're not dragging or opening
Right,
good, and that they're not.
And the edges as well.
Yeah, they're not any sharp points. What about anything else with like the swing?
I think the door swing, like I can see this one right here. If you open it all the way, it should have a stop. This one doesn't. And if you open it hard enough, it will hit this and possibly crack. So they just need to add a stop to it, or a guard to make sure that it's safe.
Quick fix.
And of course, we talked about this already. When you run the faucets, I would take a quick peek down there just to make sure also that there's no leakage in here while they're actually running. Okay? A lot of times you can just kind of touch down here just to see if there's any water leaking at all.
And then as well, you know, you're looking at your cabinets, you're looking at your countertops, you're opening and closing drawers. These don't open here, but those do over there. So just make sure everything's operable in the house.
Now hopefully you did a private inspection already before.
That was our previous video. Yeah.
That was so if even so, triple check it. More eyes than a set is better. The more eyes we get on it, the better.
All right, so we are closing with this. We want to take a peek at the AC unit.
Right. So we walked through the house already. We checked out, you know, a bunch of things. We taped up some other things that we didn't already have noted, but. At this point, we're probably going to wrap up talking about the warranties and things like that. If you haven't already checked the AC, make sure you check the AC as well. The AC, most of the time, if you're buying new construction, has an extended warranty option. For our particular builder, they have a 5-year warranty. That warranty is like for parts, doesn't include labor. The first year, however, includes parts and labor. So check out the warranty, make sure the builder explains that to you in detail. And then it's time sensitive, but you'll want to register the AC unit to extend that warranty. And so this AC unit has an additional 5 years that are up for grabs at no cost. So make sure you check with your builder on the warranty on the AC and register your AC units. But go over all the warranty. Once you're done going through all the warranties, they're probably going to give you some emergency contacts. If you're if for a plumber, an electrician, get those emergency contacts. They probably also have a customer service hotline. Make sure you understand how to put in things on their warranty portal.
Yes, know your warranty number as well. That's it.
But that's pretty much it. I mean, we went through all of it. Again, this walkthrough, the walkthrough before the final is really crucial because this is kind of like our opportunity to note absolutely everything in the home. So
yeah, the final will not have all this blue and green tape throughout the house. That is to turn it over where you're ready to close and it's nicely done.
Nicely done. So, you know, check with your builder on, you know, their process and making sure, you know, those items are done beforehand. But to cover yourself, take pictures, take a lot of video, and make sure that it's on the builder list if it's an item that still needs to be completed. So, but I appreciate the opportunity of
thank you, Pete, so much. This was a lot of fun and walking through and getting some good knowledge about it. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. You got some good information that you're able to use when you're going through your walkthroughs. But as always, we're here to help you out. Valstar Realty. We can take you through this whole process and make it so simple for you. So give us a call if you have any more questions. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.